told you that every AI chatbot, image generator, or voice clone you've used is quietly consuming more energy than your entire house? In a day, AI may seem like magic, but it runs on real physical resources: electricity, data centers, rare earth metals, and human labor. In this video, we're breaking down the hidden costs of AI and why the race to build smarter machines might be creating unseen damage behind the curtain. Let's dive in. When you use AI, it doesn't just exist in the cloud. Every prompt you type into ChatGPT, every image you generate on Midjourney, it all has to be processed in data centers, massive warehouses filled with GPUs that run 24/7. These servers consume millions of kilowatt hours of energy. And to train a large AI model like GPT-4, you need enough electricity to power 1,000 homes for a month. The question is, where does all this energy come from? Well, the answer is mostly fossil fuels. It's a lot of energy, a lot of money, and a lot of emissions. But it doesn't have to be. If companies are committed to using fully renewable sources, then we can all feel good about using AI as much as we want. You know those powerful GPUs and chips that run our computers and phones? Yeah, they're made possible by rare earth metals like cobalt, lithium, and tantalum. And many of these metals are mined in developing countries under dangerous conditions. For example, cobalt mining in the Congo, which is used in the batteries of our phones and laptops, is linked to child labor and severe environmental destruction. So, when we chase smarter machines, we're also fueling global inequalities and ethical dilemmas that tech giants don't really talk about. In fact, the entire supply chain of these metals is shrouded in secrecy, making it difficult to trace back the source and ensure that they're not funding illegal activities or human rights abuses. This is why it's important to support organizations that promote responsible mining practices and fair labor standards, like ones where they work with small-scale miners in the Congo to improve safety standards and provide economic opportunities without exploiting children or destroying the environment. By working with miners to implement better practices, they've helped reduce the number of accidents and deaths while increasing productivity and profits. You've heard of server farms, but do you know what they need to stay running? Most people don't know this, but data centers use huge amounts of water to stay cool. I'm talking about millions of gallons of water per year, just like this Microsoft facility that was revealed earlier this week. They used over 11 million gallons of water in a single year just to cool their AI infrastructure. With growing droughts and climate change, this isn't just a tech issue, it's a global sustainability problem. We need to rethink how we're using water and energy to power these massive data centers. The good news is that there are companies out there developing new technologies to cool servers without using any water at all. So the next time you're feeling hot, just remember, it could be much worse. You could be a server in a data center in the middle of a desert with no water in sight. This is the human cost of AI. For every smart thing that AI does, there are thousands of people in countries like Kenya and the Philippines who spend hours every day labeling data, moderating content, and training these systems. These people are called ghost workers because they work for less than $1.50 per hour. They filter through violent or disturbing content, which can be extremely traumatizing. And to make matters worse, there's hardly any awareness surrounding this. These companies say that they want to make AI safer and more transparent, but they're hiding behind a wall of algorithms. It's time for big tech to stop exploiting people and start paying them a living wage. This is what a future looks like where robots have taken over all the jobs. But it doesn't have to be this way. If we hold these companies accountable, we can make sure that everyone benefits from AI, not just the billionaires behind these platforms. The global tech race is heating up, and this time it's personal. The US and China are going all in on AI chips, the new oil that will power the next era of economic growth. Whoever controls the supply chain for GPUs and semiconductors will dominate the global tech landscape. That's why the US is pouring billions into building its own AI infrastructure, and that's why China is so determined to beat the West at its own game. This is a rare moment in history where the battle for AI supremacy is not just a tech story, but a national security issue. It's a race that will have profound consequences for privacy, warfare, and global stability. And the stakes couldn't be higher. So, who will win the AI chip wars? The US or China? You decide in the comments below. So, the next time you ask an AI to write a story or create an image, remember, it's not free. The costs are just invisible. From energy and water to minerals and human labor, AI has a shadow side we can't ignore. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who thinks AI is just code. Thanks for watching.